That night, the staff of Lifesaver Hospital, charitable hospital nestled in the greeneries of Konkan region, would never forget. After handling a difficult accident case, staff nurse Meera just stepped out onto the hospital porch with a cup of coffee in her hand. Outside, the monsoon rain poured relentlessly. As Meera stood watching the rain, an auto rickshaw stopped at the hospital gate. A young woman, no older than 20, stepped out. She was heavily pregnant, and she was alone. Without a second thought, she rushed forward.
Careful, sister. Let's get you inside. What's your name?
Maya.
Little did Meera knew that this unknown woman Maya is going to change her life forever. Within minutes, she was admitted to the maternity ward. Dr. Pratibha, the gynecologist on emergency duty, came rushing and took charge of the delivery. The labor was difficult. For nearly 6 hours, doctors and nurses worked tirelessly. Just before dawn, the cries of a newborn echoed through the hospital corridors.
Congratulations. It's a healthy baby boy.
The nurses smiled. They congratulated the young mother. But strangely, she did not smile back. Instead, she stared silently at the ceiling. There was sadness in her eyes, a sadness that none of them understood. Over the next 2 days, Nurse Meera checked on her frequently.
Maya, madam, take a proper lunch. It's good for you.
I don't feel like eating, Sister Meera.
Maya spoke very little. Whenever someone asked about her family, she avoided the question. Whenever someone mentioned the baby's future, she became uncomfortable. Meera sensed something was wrong, but did not want to pressure her. She believed the young mother simply needed time. Unfortunately, she was wrong. On the third morning, a nurse entered the room carrying medicine. The bed was empty. The mother was gone.
Madam? Maya, madam? Where are you?
Everyone at the nursing station got alerted. Mr. Matthew, the hospital administrator, was informed. At first, everyone assumed she had stepped outside. After all, which mother leaves her newborn baby like this? But hours passed. There was no sign of her. The hospital searched every corridor, every waiting room, every nearby street. Nothing. Only the baby remained, sleeping peacefully in his cradle, completely unaware that his mother had vanished. After 4 hours, following the hospital's protocol, Mr. Matthew informed the police.
Please hand over Maya's all records and CCTV footages. We will start searching her.
An investigation began. The address listed on the admission form was fake. The phone number did not exist. The relatives she had mentioned could not be traced. It was as if the woman had appeared from nowhere and disappeared into thin air. Days turned into weeks. The police eventually exhausted all leads. No one came looking for the child. No one claimed him. No one even asked about him. Meanwhile, something beautiful was happening inside the hospital.
Ole, ole, baby. What do you want now?
Nurses had begun taking turns caring for the baby. Duty became affection, and affection became love. Meera's arms calmed his cries. Fatima's lullabies made him smile. Rekha's feeding made him giggle. Even mother's milk was lovingly arranged. Several other mothers in the maternity ward who got to know the baby boy's story were more than willing to feed him with their own milk. The child had unknowingly become the heart of the hospital. One evening, the staff gathered around the nursing station.
We can't keep calling him baby boy forever. From now on, his name will be Arav.
Arav. Peaceful. The name seemed perfect. Everyone agreed. That evening, they celebrated with a small cake. Even the doctors joined in. For the first time in his life, little Arav had a family. But just the very next day, a difficult decision arrived.
I had a discussion with Inspector Shinde. We can't keep Arav in hospital for long. He need to be transferred to an orphanage.
The nurses were shocked. Meera was devastated. The thought of being away from Arav shook her to the core. But the decision was already taken. Next day, they went with Mr. Matthew to visit the orphanage. What they saw broke their hearts. The facility was overcrowded. Caretakers were overwhelmed. Children received food and shelter, but very little personal attention. On the drive back, nobody spoke. Tears filled Meera's eyes. She knew Arav deserved better. As soon as they got back, the nurses pleaded Mr. Matthew.
"Sir, please don't transfer Arav to the orphanage. Let him stay at the hospital."
I understand your concern, but how can a hospital raise a child?
"No, sir. Not the hospital. But we will raise Arav."
There was a moment of silence. Mr. Matthew looked at the determination on their faces. Finally, he smiled.
Very well. If all of you are willing to become his family, the hospital will support you. I will speak to Inspector Shinde.
Nurse Meera and others burst into tears of relief. A small room was prepared for Arav inside the hospital compound. The hospital allocated funds, staff members donated toys, books, clothes, and school supplies. Everyone contributed something. Doctors became uncles, ward boys became older brothers, the nurses became mothers.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Arav grew up differently from other children. His playground was the hospital corridor. His bedtime stories came from night shift nurses. Patients often knew him by name. Whenever someone recovered and was discharged, Arav would wave goodbye. The hospital wasn't just where he was born. It was his world. One day, when Arav was 7 years old, his teacher asked the class to introduce their parents.
So today's lesson is all about our family.
My father's name is Rajesh. My mother's name is Kavita.
And Arav? What is your mother's name? And Arav?
Which one?
The entire class laughed. The teacher looked confused. Arav proudly answered.
Mother Meera. Mother Fatima. Mother Rekha. Mother Shanti.
For him, that answer was perfectly normal. Because love had never come from one person. It had come from many. 10 years passed. Arav was now a bright, cheerful boy. Everyone in the hospital adored him. Then one afternoon, something happened that nobody expected. A woman arrived at the hospital reception. She appeared nervous. Her hands trembled. Her eyes carried years of guilt. She asked to meet Nurse Meera.
Ma'am, can I meet Sister Meera?
Nurse Meera saw her too and instantly recognized who she was. Inside a private room, the woman finally spoke.
I left my baby here 10 years ago.
The words struck like lightning. Meera froze. The woman broke down crying.
I was young and unmarried at that time. I was frightened, thought that I won't be able to raise him.
When the nurses heard the news, they came in instantly. There was anger on their faces. They exploded.
"Now you remember her? Where were you when he had fever? Meera was there. If it was not for us, your son would be in an orphanage."
The woman silently accepted every word because she knew they were true. Meera calms the angry nurses. She says that Maya may have made a mistake, but Arav is her son and she has the right to take him back. Nurses stood over there in shock. Eventually, Meera brought Arav into the room. For a moment, nobody spoke. The woman stared at the boy. The boy stared at the stranger. 10 years of separation stood between them. Finally, she whispered,
My child, it's been so long.
Arav listened quietly. Then she asked the question she had carried in her heart for a decade.
Arav, I'm your mother. Will you come with me?
The room became silent. The nurses held their breath. The woman waited anxiously. Arav looked at her. Then he looked at the nurses, the women who had stayed awake when he was sick, the women who had celebrated every birthday, the women who had taught him to walk, read, and dream. Finally, Arav turned and hugs Nurse Meera.
I don't hate you. You gave me life, but they gave me a childhood. This hospital is my home.
The woman collapsed into tears, not because she was rejected, but because she finally understood what she had lost. After a long moment, Arav walked back to her. He hugged her too. For the first time in 10 years, mother and son embraced.
Maybe God knew I would need more than one mother.
As tears flowed freely across the room, everyone realized something profound. A child may be born from one mother, but sometimes life blesses him with many. And in the heart of the small hospital in Konkan, a forgotten baby had become the most loved child of all.